Invasion of the giant hogweed, the rebellion of the cow parsnip. The giant hogweed is a plant which originated from Southwest Asia. It prefers to grow in nutrient-rich habitats but can grow in nutrient-poor habitats such as roadsides, riverbanks, and in ditch lines. The reproductive rate is notable, producing up to 100,000 seeds in their lifetime, dispersing seeds for long distances by the movement of water and wind. Due to its distinct look and tall stature, it was introduced to North America in the 20th century as a garden ornamental. However, as an invasive species, it outcompetes the native species cow parsnip and causes its decrease in population. They are both from the Apiaceae family and can grow from sea level to the alpine zone. The awareness of native species should be increased in our society as they are an integral part of our environment.
The introduction to North America proved to be detrimental, as the giant hogweed proved to be a very competitive species. Its ability to grow in full shade and nutrient-poor areas, high dispersal rate, and tolerance of flooding results in the giant hogweed growing sporadically in the early season. Thus, the giant hogweed has become an invasive species across North America. The effect of being an invasive species is extremely prevalent with cow parsnip, as its population decreased tremendously in the late 20th century as the population of giant hogweed skyrocketed. In addition to being an aggressive competitor, the giant hogweed is also phototoxic, spreading toxins to organisms who come in contact with itself in the presence of light. The giant hogweed does immense damage to the ecosystem, as the plant itself has shallow roots, as opposed to the deep-rooted native species. When giant hogweed die in the fall, the soil becomes exposed and the shallow roots increase the chance of infestation, which can result in erosion along stream banks and steep terrain. Erosion can also cause animals to lose their habitat due to habitat terrain change by mudslides. Since the plant size is larger and requires more abundant resources than other native plants, this results in other native species being unable to compete for habitat, water, and even sunlight. The loss of native plants also results in losing food resources for native wildlife.
There is an interspecies interaction of competition between giant hogweed and the cow parsnip. The giant hogweed in this case is more successful species compared to the native species cow parsnip. Giant hogweed are 3 to 5 meters tall, with its stem being 3 to 10 centimeters in diameter, whereas the native species cow parsnip has a height of 1 to 2.5 meters and a stem of 2.5 to 5 centimeters in diameter. Both species favor rich and moist soil along rivers and roadsides, and competes for the same nutrients. Giant hogweed, with the benefits in size, get better sunlight and outcompetes cow parsnip in other limited resources.
The invasive species don't have as much consumers as the native species cow parsnip. In spring, young stalks and leaf stems can be eaten boiled, steamed, or roasted by humans. Cow parsnip was a major part of the BC First Nation vegetable diet. On the other hand, the stalks, leaves, and bristles of giant hogweed contains a dangerous type of sap that sensitizes skin to sunlight. Exposed skin that comes in contact with sap under sunlight can cause burning sensations and may lead to purple and black permanent scars. The giant hogweed is a wind-dispersed species, and seeds fall near the parent plant. Long-distance dispersal is often correlated with human-animal behavior. According to Darwin's model, more offspring produced than can survive and reproduce. The giant hogweed seed production varies from 5,000 to 100,000 per plant, with an average seed production of 20,000 per plant. At the same time, seeds remain viable for up to 15 years.
Climate change, increasing global temperature, has influences on both species. Due to natural selection, individuals with more favorable phenotypes and alleles tend to have an increase in population. In comparison with cow parsnip, there is a directional selection favoring the giant hogweeds with a better high temperature tolerance, thus helping the spread of the invasive species.